What's at stake in Ethiopia's elections? The governing party is seeking to cement its power, but in a country embroiled in conflicts and deeply fragmented, will this vote solve Ethiopia's many woes? And how are these elections viewed across the Horn of Africa? This is Inside Story.
A nation of more than 120 million people. A civilization older than most countries on Earth. A land where empires rose, where kingdoms ruled, where history was written long before many modern nations existed. But today, Ethiopia stands at a crossroads. The choices made now could shape the future of an entire generation. The stakes are enormous. Peace or instability, unity or division, progress or uncertainty. For millions of Ethiopians, the election is more than a vote. It is a question. What kind of Ethiopia will emerge in the years ahead? This is the story behind Ethiopia's elections, and why the world is watching. Ethiopia is unlike any other country in Africa. It is home to dozens of ethnic groups, multiple languages, and ancient religious traditions, and one of the fastest growing populations in the world. For centuries, Ethiopia maintained its identity despite enormous challenges. But modern Ethiopia faces new questions about governance, development, and representation, and questions about how such a diverse country can move forward together. These questions become especially important during elections, because elections are not only about leaders, they are about the future direction of a nation. In 2018, a new chapter began. A new leader emerged with promises of reform. Many people hoped for change. International attention quickly followed. New diplomatic initiatives, political reforms, and a vision for a different future. Around the world, headlines focused on Ethiopia.
Celebrating what they call a new chapter of democracy, supporters of Ethiopia's governing Prosperity Party say they are assured of victory in the first general elections since the civil war ended 4 years ago. For many
believe the country was entering a new era. But governing Ethiopia was never going to be simple. The country's size, its diversity, and its history meant every decision carried consequences. What followed would test the country in ways few expected. To understand Ethiopia's elections, you must first understand Ethiopia itself. More than 80 ethnic communities, numerous languages, different cultures and historical experiences, all living within one nation. For some citizens, regional autonomy is essential. For others, national unity must come first. This debate has shaped Ethiopian politics for decades, and every election reflects these competing visions. The question is not only who should govern, the question is how the country should be governed. History is not written by elections alone. It is written by the choices people make every day. The choices to build, to listen, to participate, to imagine a better future. Ethiopia's story is still being written, its future remains unwritten. And the decisions made today may shape the nation for decades to come. No matter the outcome, one truth remains. The future of Ethiopia matters. Not only to Ethiopians, but to an entire region, and perhaps to the world.
Joining us today on Inside Story, Samuel, let me start with you today. What exactly is at stake in this election?
Well, it's like a referendum-like election that's going on in Ethiopia. There's so much criticism whether it's going to be fair or not. But what's on the ballot is the future of this country. I mean, the country has been at war within different provinces of Ethiopia for the last 5 years. And people are desperately looking for some kind of peaceful coexistence. And what's at stake is the future relationship of Ethiopia within the country and also with our neighbors, including Eritrea, which the Ethiopian government has claimed a seaport, saying that they need to have access to it to be able to feed more than 130 million people. And that's what's at stake. And that's what people are discussing quietly all over this country at the moment.
Martin, Ethiopia's ruling Prosperity Party expects to sweep this election. Do you think that the results at this stage are a foregone conclusion? And if so, why is that?
Well, I'm afraid it is. And it's a very sad situation. I mean, a country with as great a history as Ethiopia should not have an exercise like this. This is just another one of those exercises in legitimacy which happen regularly in Africa. places like Rwanda, Equatorial Guinea, they hold these. But we all know before they begin who's going to win. And that's not a democracy. Democracy is only democracy when you know you can lose. And I'm afraid we know who's going to win.
What happens when a nation of more than 120 million people stands at a political crossroads? A nation with thousands of years of history. A nation that has survived empires, revolutions, conflicts, and transformation. A nation whose future may be shaped by the choices made today. This is Ethiopia. And this is the story behind one of the most important political moments in its modern history. Welcome to part 2 of our documentary series exploring Ethiopia's elections and the battle for the future of a nation. Today, we go beyond election day itself. We explore the deeper questions, the challenges, the hopes, and the realities facing millions of Ethiopians. Because elections are never only about politics. They are
The very foundation of our party is completely different. Other parties are based on ethnicity and language, whereas we are established on the basis of citizenship. We believe that by grounding ourselves in citizenship, we can bring social justice to the people, and we believe we can achieve this through democratic federalism.
Ethiopia is facing a number of internal conflicts, disenfranchising millions of voters.
Due to the security situation and the inability to conduct voting, elections will not take place in 38 electoral constituencies in Tigray region and 8 electoral constituencies in Amhara region.
The military is battling armed groups in the Amhara and Oromia regions. They accuse the federal government of
about people, families, communities, dreams, and the future. For many Ethiopians, the promise of reform brought hope. A belief that change was possible, a belief that old divisions could be overcome, a belief that the country could move toward a more peaceful and prosperous future. But hope alone cannot solve complex problems. Political reform is difficult, building trust takes time. And governing a country as large and diverse as Ethiopia presents enormous challenges. Different communities often have different visions for the future, different priorities, different expectations. And finding common ground remains one of the country's greatest tests. At the center of many political debates is a fundamental question. How should power be shared? Should authority be concentrated at the national level? Or should regions have greater control over their own affairs? For decades, this discussion has shaped Ethiopia's political landscape. Supporters of stronger national institutions argue that unity is necessary for stability and development. Others believe local communities must have greater autonomy to protect their identity and interests. This debate continues to influence elections, policies, and public opinion across the country, yet politics is only one part of the story. For many Ethiopians, daily life is shaped by challenges that go far beyond political speeches and campaign promises. Years of instability have left lasting effects on communities. Families have faced uncertainty. Businesses have struggled. Students have seen their education disrupted, and many citizens simply want peace. Peace to work, peace to study, peace to raise their children, peace to build a better future. The human cost of conflict cannot be measured only through statistics. Behind every number is a personal story, a family, a dream, a life affected by events beyond their control. Across Ethiopia, ordinary citizens continue to carry the weight of these experiences. And yet many remain hopeful that dialogue can replace violence, hopeful that cooperation can replace division, hopeful that the future can be brighter than the past. These voices are often overlooked, but they are the true foundation of the nation. Not politicians, not parties, but people. The everyday citizens whose lives are shaped by every political decision. And perhaps no group represents Ethiopia's future more than its youth. Ethiopia is one of the youngest countries in the world. Millions of young people are entering adulthood every year. They are ambitious, creative, connected, and increasingly influential. This generation is growing up in a world transformed by technology. Information travels instantly, ideas cross borders within seconds, and young voices are becoming impossible to ignore. For many young Ethiopians, the future depends on opportunity, jobs, education, innovation, entrepreneurship, and the chance to build a life of dignity and success. Their expectations are high, and their influence continues to grow. But opportunity is closely tied to another issue that concerns millions of voters. The economy, economic growth has transformed parts of Ethiopia over recent years. New roads, new businesses, new investments. But growth does not always reach everyone equally. Many families continue to face rising living costs. Young graduates search for employment, business owners navigate uncertainty, and households across the country feel the impact of economic challenges. For many voters, economic questions are personal. Can I find work? Can I afford food? Can I support my family? Can my children have a better future? These concerns often matter more than political slogans, because economics affects everyday life, and everyday life shapes how people view leadership. At the same time, the battle for public opinion has changed dramatically. Modern politics is no longer confined to rallies and speeches. Today, information spreads through smartphones, social media platforms, and digital networks. News travels faster than ever before, but so do rumors. Competing narratives compete for attention. Supporters promote their perspectives, critics challenge official messages, and citizens must navigate an increasingly complex information landscape. In this environment, trust becomes one of the most valuable resources of all. Trust in institutions, trust in information, and trust in the future. Beyond Ethiopia's borders, the world is paying attention. Because Ethiopia is not only important to its own citizens, it is one of Africa's most influential nations. Its stability matters to the Horn of Africa. Its economy matters to the region. Its future matters to millions beyond its borders. International observers, policymakers, and neighboring countries all watch developments closely. Because what happens in Ethiopia often has consequences far beyond its frontiers. Yet despite all these challenges, one question remains at the center of the national conversation. Can Ethiopia strengthen unity while preserving diversity? Can different communities feel represented within a shared national future? Can disagreements be resolved through dialogue instead of conflict? Can trust be rebuilt? Can cooperation replace division? These questions do not have simple answers, but they may define the future of the nation. As Ethiopia moves forward, millions of people continue to hope for progress, not perfection, progress, a future with greater stability, greater opportunity, and greater understanding. The journey will not be easy, the challenges are real, but so are the aspirations of the Ethiopian people. And those aspirations continue to shape the country's future every single day. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others interested in Ethiopia, Africa, and global affairs. And let us know in the comments, what do you believe is the most important challenge facing Ethiopia today? We look forward to hearing your thoughts, and we'll see you in part 3.